Bonjour.
We're going to talk now with Rachel and Miguel.
Hi.
So we're going to discuss the university accommodation options and the private options and how because they each live in a different situation, how they feel about it, pros and cons, the prices, and everything like that.
So this is like the EPH guide 101.
Yeah.
For
How
those.
you, future EPH student, should find a place to live.
Hi, Rachel is the look.
Okay. So, I guess we should start with how you figured out what accommodation to get, you know, kind of like your thought process or anything along those lines.
Okay, so
Oh, where do you live first? Well, not the exact address. We don't want, you know.
I live in university accommodation,
Okay.
city center.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I think I didn't really look at private accommodations. It was just when I got the reply from EPH that I was accepted, they said something about accommodation in Sheffield. So I looked at the university website, and
Yeah.
so I went to the university website and looked at the different options. They have Enclave or Ranmore or City Center, and whether you have a bedroom with the bathroom or if you share bathrooms. So I had to make up my mind, and depending on the prices as well. And then you just, I think, send a request and then fill a form, and I did that around July. End of June or July, and then I had a response fairly quickly.
Is
So
there
I
like
knew-
a deadline for it that you need to
There is a
apply?
deadline. I think mid-July. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but then you get a response. So I wanted to take that action because I didn't want to arrive in Sheffield and be without an accommodation. So it was more expensive but easier.
Okay. Miguel,
What about you, Miguel?
Yeah. So basically,
where do you live?
I live in
Private.
two places now, but the
Miguel.
I live primarily in private residence, and I do have a bit of experience as well for the university accommodation. So I can tell both, but more on the for the processes, it will be more on the private side. So I started firstly as well, like Rachel. So I looked for the university accommodation because I know like uni accommodations are like the easiest way to find home. And you know that it's well maintained because it's uni accommodation. And initial advice is to look.
Wait, you were looking at the university?
That's our initial advice. Look for the university accommodation because it has complete information like the prices, location, and they show pictures, which is great, and you can have 360 degrees. And yeah, the good thing about uni accommodation is that you can have an ensuite, like there's like a bathroom
That's
already.
what it's called.
Yeah.
So yeah. But are we talking about the disadvantage now?
No,
The process,
how you
just
did.
how you
yeah.
did it.
So, but there are like some details in the the uni accommodation which I didn't like. So I tried looking at the private accommodation. And good thing the University of Sheffield has this like services as part of the support services of the student union known as a property with us. And this is a website where you can search for all the private accommodations throughout the city center.
Yeah.
And then there I found
The place you live.
yeah, the place that really suits me well. And I tried contacting the landlady via email, and she's very responsive. She's been in the business for like 40 years. So she's really, really accommodating, and she gave me really helpful information, which like she gave me this motherly feeling that allowed me to I'll book you.
So you signed a contract before coming?
Yes, because like Croatia, I don't want to go here without any place to live.
And you had to pay a deposit or?
No, that's a
No.
good thing. Like, I don't need to pay anything, and
Except rent.
Well, before.
before going and like others. Like you have to really search well in the property with us because some private accommodation that requires you to have a deposit before coming.
I had to pay a deposit.
Exactly.
It turned out well, but you know, it's always a risk.
So not all private are like that. So mine, I didn't have to pay, and just when I arrived, she allowed me to like have also leeway time for me to pay my first rent, which is good.
Okay, so now prices.
Okay, let's go.
Let's get real.
Yeah. So surprisingly, private accommodations are cheaper than
You think that's surprising?
Well-
I think that's how it usually goes. No.
No.
I thought it was surprising. Well,
Yeah.
For me, I guess, because for me, uni will be cheaper than
Yeah,
the
me too.
private ones, because
Oh.
there are profit makers, the private people, and the uni should be more helpful to students.
Because in Canada, the university accommodation was also more expensive.
Oh yeah, well.
Anyways,
Anyway.
moving on.
So yeah, for my private accommodation, which is again, I guess, the best private accommodation so far, it's really cheap. It's £304 a month.
Okay.
So
It is.
compared,
And that's with the bills? Or?
that's with everything.
Okay.
Okay, so bills, heater, water. I don't need to worry about anything. I just give my payment, and that's
Mhm.
it. Compared to
Yeah, for university accommodation, but city center is one of the most expensive ones.
Mhm.
But I wanted to be in the city center because of university, and Cliff is like 20 minutes on foot.
Mhm.
So I pay. So per week it's 127.
Mhm.
Let's say. There is a deposit at the beginning that we have to pay when we get accepted, £150, and yeah, that's it.
so advice number 2. There are many options for uni accommodations, right?
Yeah.
So
For
so
SHAR students.
for short students,
For
please select
every
city
student.
center because that is like
Yeah, it's
the nearest.
Mhm.
yeah,
Be compared to Enclave and Edge, but of course you have to sacrifice for some cost in it.
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you look for private, like mine is like 10 to 15 minutes away from uni.
It's not
Yeah.
far. From
It's not that far.
For me, I
I
pay 280 plus about 40 in bills, and it's also very
That's
close.
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we should also mention that there are the like fancy private accommodations,
oh yeah, but there's a lot of
like
prices.
Vita,
yeah,
etc.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
like over 150 pounds
a week.
per week.
Like £600 a month.
But it's like,
It's
yeah.
really good.
If you can afford it, video person, I know you can't see me. If you can afford it, it's like,
The
wow.
best.
Well,
But it's far from university, I
exactly.
think.
No,
Yeah.
no, I
Or
think
you
it's
could-
far. But
yes.
obviously, if you live near the center,
Would you, if you could afford it, would you rather live in a place like Vita?
no, still.
I think it has some advantages, but it's a bit too far.
I don't want to
It's-
walk like too far.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
It's like fancy and so
Besi-
that's the good thing, but
And also like it's in the center, so it's really noisy.
Yeah.
guess.
yeah.
So
I
no.
guess for the good view and the like hotel feeling,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it's worth paying £30 extra a week.
And
You know,
besides,
it's like I would rather live where I live. But I think one of the regrets I have, it's like if I had known that private accommodation is that cheaper,
Mhm.
that much cheaper, I would have looked for private accommodation. So,
Okay.
yeah.
but I guess we do pros and cons after. So.
Okay, so we can do pros and cons. Do whatever way you prefer, like pros and cons of yours, or pros and then cons
Start
of
with private.
Pros.
Uni.
uni.
Okay, both like pros and cons.
Pros first.
Pros. So in the pros, I would say how close it is to the university.
Where's that one that's really far? That
Enclave
and Ranmore.
Edge.
Ranmore. Yeah, don't do that one.
No, if you want like
it's way cheaper.
It's way cheaper.
Well, I don't actually, but I think it is cheaper.
But it's like 30 minutes away, right?
Yeah. 20, 25.
if you like the outskirt feeling.
Yeah. I think it's maybe more residential,
Yeah.
and maybe there are some stuff to do around there because they have
No, like
they
it's,
have a cafe and everything.
yeah. It's
If
like
your friends don't live close to there, then you're gonna be a bit isolated.
Oh, there's also a girl in our class that lives in Hillsborough, and I think for the price we pay, she gets an entire
Yeah.
apartment,
entire
Then you have
house.
to take
Entire
the-
house.
You have to take the bus.
but I think it's how long? Like 30 minutes by bus.
So yeah, advice number
yeah.
3: if you live far, even though it's cheap, you have to take the transpo.
Yeah. So it depends
So,
on what
It's
what
more
you're
or less
looking
the
for.
same, Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also on like enjoying student life on it
Yeah.
and everything. Because
Exactly.
what I like also about Allen Court is my flatmates, but that's very random. So I guess I got lucky with my flatmates. It could have been
Oh
like
yeah.
I could have ended up with people I don't like
Mhm.
or just girls. But that's also a choice when you apply. You can choose whether you want to be just like with the same gender or if you don't mind. I didn't mind, but I ended up with just girls, and I'm fine with that. Having my own bathroom, which I really like. I don't have to worry about Wi-Fi and insurance with that, which I thought I would have to worry if I took private accommodation, which that's also one reason why I chose university. Having the gym downstairs, even though it's not included, which is a bit sad, I think. And also we have some discounts on like Give It a Go events.
In Sheffield, there's what we call Residence Life. If
Yeah.
you're a member of the university accommodations, you have this card, and it gives you discounts to some of the events.
Yeah.
10%?
It's
It depends. I guess.
£2 for everything that is above £2.50.
Okay.
But for everything that's
For
like Give It a Go
trips.
trips, it's £5
Yeah.
discount.
That is a big discount.
It is a big discount, yeah.
I should have used.
I didn't know
Residence
until,
Live
I
and
didn't
Give
know
It a
until
Go.
2 weeks ago, actually. And we also have some free. They have like a schedule with sport events.
Yeah.
Is that
Like
for all Give It a
yoga.
Go?
No, that's
It's
only
not
for
Give It
Res
a Go, it's
Life.
like Residence Life,
Oh,
and we
okay.
have yoga and gym and like fitness, boxing, and some of those classes are free, or either free for Residence Life and like £2 for others, or just exclusive to Residence Life members. There are some advantages which I don't personally use, but I love
Yeah.
it.
Also, if Nallen Court, this is still uni. Like, there's this additional facilities like the common room, wherein like you can use for. It's a big room where you can use for like sports, playing billiards, table tennis,
Yeah, I think you use it more than
party.
me.
Yeah.
Because it's not in the same building, right? It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
Ladimore House, and I'm in Brightmore House,
So,
so, I
yeah.
have to go up the hill.
Same.
But
If
it's
you-
nice. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice. If you live there, you can host parties. You can do practice dancing whatsoever. And in Broadlane Court, another uni
Why are you
accommodation,
pointing?
where
Anyways, go on.
where I live in my second home, it's like there's this weekly cleaner who goes to your flat
Seriously.
and they clean your flat, not your room, but like the common facilities. But still,
That's
it's really
not fair.
nice, right?
Yeah.
Right,
And
I
you
know.
And you think they pay less? I saw.
No, I think that's they don't have common room anyway.
Miguel, what's the pros to your
So they
private?
clean the kitchen.
They clean the kitchen, they clean the bathroom, everything, the common room.
Okay.
So yeah. Should we discuss pros?
Pros
Pros
to
for you.
to private.
Oh, okay, to private. Number one, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Obviously, way significantly more cheaper.
Big pro.
And well, for mine, I think mine is an outlier because like all the bills are included, heaters, or Wi-Fi is already there, so I don't have to worry about everything. The second thing is that all equipment, for example, kitchen, washing machine, it's all there, and I don't have to pay for it. So
Right.
it's everything. Like I just have to live there and do things. But the problem is I don't know how to do things. So yeah. So that's another pro if you look at it, because like if you want to have an independent life, choose private. Well, also uni accommodation. Well, because you do your things, you clean your stuff, you cook your own food. So
Uni also. Yeah.
uni also, yeah. Sorry, it's pro for both of us.
Yeah.
Another thing is that I think private accommodation, like my room, is bit bigger than the
Yeah.
than the uni
Oh,
ones. Especially yours, Barbs. It's so big. Because but yeah, it's much bigger. Another thing, but not cons.
Yeah.
Another pro. What else, Barbs?
Well, it could be the same pro of housemates, but it also
depends.
depends
It
on.
depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another pro. If you like walking, like mini exercise every day, choose private because it gives you like 10 to 15 minute walk from the university to the university.
Yeah.
So yeah. And pro for the university accommodation.
Okay.
When you go party at night, it's so easy to go home.
It's safe.
It's
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
So now we're
Okay.
doing cons of each type of
Okay,
accommodation.
so again for private accommodation, although it's cheaper, again it has more distance to the uni, so it requires 10 to 15 minute walk. So if you don't like walking much in an uphill city, in a hilly city like Sheffield, so yeah, that's one of
So
the
let's
cons.
talk neighborhoods. If
Yeah,
you go Crooks,
Crooks is up there. if you
Yeah.
see the map, Sheffield is up there, so it's really like 30-minute walk
And it's a
from
hill.
the uni, and it's really really uphill.
Where
Same
I
with
live,
Broomhill.
Broomhall
Broomhall.
is not so hilly. And city center, I guess, no hills as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's probably very expensive to live in a private accommodation in city center.
Yeah. So another con for private is nothing. No.
Well, it's not well. At least some of the houses are not that well maintained. It
Yeah,
depends on which
exactly.
one you get, I guess.
No, yeah. If you go to a private, it's not that fancy.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not that modern.
Yeah.
Well, but
I feel like it's British. British thing.
Oh no!
It is.
They
Even
like old
even
things.
university accommodations, like they love carpet on the floor. They don't know like wood floors. No, like I feel like personally, I feel like everything is a bit like outdated, but I feel like it's actually modern for British people.
I
don't
think
know.
they like the style.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean.
So.
No.
Yeah,
But
in
it
general,
can be a bit.
yeah.
It can
in
seem a bit
general,
dirty
yeah, in
sometimes.
general, I think private ones are like less well maintained.
Yeah.
Who cleans your bathroom? You.
We clean our
Oh
bathrooms.
gosh,
Yeah.
because in Broad Lane Court, like as I've said,
But we don't share bathrooms.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Like,
it's our own
Okay,
room.
in private, and in some uni, wherein you have your own bathroom, so you have to clean everything your own.
Yeah.
And I
That's
don't
not-
like.
I guess most private accommodations are also shared bathrooms,
So,
Yeah.
and most uni accommodations are.
Well, it's
en
your
suite?
choice. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it will like the roommates part bit is like random.
Yeah.
So it's either you jive with them, you don't jive with them.
And I guess for private accommodation, it's hard to get one that's only female or only male. I
Yeah,
think
that's true. That's one.
most of them are mixed.
It's mixed.
This is very common, I think, in the
Yeah,
UK.
Yeah.
And what else? Compared to uni, I think private accommodation is less secure in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the uni accommodation has reception, has guards, and they have many security system before you enter
Yeah.
the building. But us, it's just the door and the key,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easier to.
Yeah.
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 What's the con for you?
Well, the cons
Private.
for university accommodation, I think, I get the price. The
The
more I
price.
find out, the more I'm like, okay, it's like twice as expensive as private accommodation. And if you consider the size of the room, it's really tiny compared to what we have. And so I feel like even though there is a common space, because the kitchen is quite big, we don't have, like, the couches and everything are not very welcoming.
Mhm.
So I don't really invite people over because, I don't feel like it's relaxing or anything.
Mhm.
Privacy is not the best because the walls are very thin, so you can
Oh.
basically hear, like, I can hear my roommates talk.
It's
My flatmates.
oh
Well,
my
I can
God.
hear when Antonio's alarm goes off in the morning, and Antonio lives like above me. I can hear his phone hear his phone vibrate because it's not.
Yeah.
It's on silent.
Vibrate.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Zzz.
Oh god.
Maybe it's on the floor. I don't
No,
know.
like,
But I can really like hear my flatmates because I'm like right in the middle.
Mhm.
So on both sides, I
No.
can hear them like when they're
Yeah.
Skyping or on the phone.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
it's not.
I think it's in all houses because in the private and the Broad Lane Court where I tried singing, both of them heard me. Like, okay.
Well, Miguel, when you're in my house, all of my housemates complain of Miguel.
No, it's like they have thin walls.
Yeah.
That's it.
So and
what-
another con, I had some. The fact that it's a single bed. I don't like the size of the
yeah.
room. It's
Yeah.
like really tiny.
Miguel, do you have a double bed?
No, it's single.
Oh, mine's a double.
Yeah. I feel like because yours is double, Eka is a double.
Yeah.
Is Gasha? I don't know. I feel
Gosh,
like
is a
it's
single.
easier to.
Gosh's room is tiny, isn't
Okay.
it?
Mhm.
I don't remember
Mm.
Michelle's.
Michelle's is like double as well.
Yeah.
It really
I
depends.
think it's
Depends.
easier to have a double bed.
In private,
mean,
of course.
If you do
definitely.
university, you're
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
you're not gonna have a double bed, which
Mhm.
doesn't really matter when you sleep alone, but it's just like comfort.
Like
And
if
the
you
size
have
of
like
the
a
room.
family or whatever that can become.
Well, there is family accommodation.
Oh, there
It's
is.
different, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The size of the room is really small. It's like I think in terms of square meters, it's like 20 at most, like 16, including the
Mm-hmm.
bathroom.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think so. So
That's
it's really
small.
small. I would say 20 maybe.
Another con for
Both.
uni
Okay.
is that it requires 42-week contract, and when I
Ah.
counted it, it's like
It's
will
until July
offer-
9th.
yeah.
Wow.
So it will like encompass the rent integration module. That's one reason why I didn't take it. And in my
I
case,
didn't think we could find private accommodation with less.
in my case, I can leave anytime.
Yeah, same. I did my contract specifically like to.
Yeah. So
But some people require 1 year, so
yeah. So that's why
you would have to look.
it
for-
varies. That's why I told you, like, mine, I think is the best. Like, my landlady is so kind. Like, when I request, I need, because, oh, by the way, in Britain, they like yellow lights.
Yellow lights,
Yellow lights. It's yellow, right? Your room is yellow as well.
I guess.
don't know.
When
What is not
so I
yellow light?
requested for a white light,
Uh huh.
and my landlady
Is
is
this white
really,
light?
it is white light.
Okay.
It's very accommodating because yellow light is so dim and so slowly, and
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Miguel. Okay.
And she said, yeah. And she said, like, yeah, if I need to leave, just notify her, and I can just pay the remaining
Yeah.
weeks. And yeah, I think that's really flexible
Okay.
compared to uni
Yeah.
accommodation.
Yeah, uni is like 42 weeks and.
Or it's
Straight.
42 or 51.
Or 15.
Yeah.
So there's not less than.
Okay. Okay. So, if you had to go back, what would you do differently,
I think.
or not? Of course.
I would do things differently. I would look. Because I didn't know the property with us existed,
Mhm.
so I thought I would have to find out about all the private accommodations, and I didn't know how much the rent would be, like what to expect. So I guess for private accommodation, the rent is like 400 at most for the month.
Well,
400
yeah,
is
I
expensive
think
for private,
400 is
like-
the expensive ones.
Yeah.
Maybe an Ecclesall Road is about.
Yeah.
No,
400.
like the one in Crooks, the one that is 30 minutes away, is like you can have 250 per month,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is really cheap, but it's far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the average is about
Like Barbara is
3.
like 300.
It's very
If
cheap.
you
Barbara's
include
near.
the bills, it's like 320.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really cheap and it's really well located in the
Mhm.
city. So I wish I had done more research on private accommodation.
Yeah.
And,
No.
and like maybe I should have booked like 5 nights at the hostel to pay less in the end every
Mhm.
month. And yeah, I think I would do private accommodation.
Sure. For me, I still do private primarily because of the contract, and second,
Yeah.
I think I'm more. It's just more flexible to do things
Yeah.
in private than
Seems more
in
flexible.
uni.
Yeah.
And
And one con about uni also is that they don't provide you with like kitchen stuff.
yeah,
So you have to
Okay.
buy your plates, you have to buy your everything. So I did this thing like concierge or whatever. So they gave me everything on the first day I arrived, but it was I think also a bit expensive.
Someone said that it was really bad quality.
no, like
Who
the
said
Island
that?
Court people, like Akansha and Manasa.
Which like what
They
was
ordered.
The things that they provided, the
Well,
concierge.
yeah, the sheets and the pillows I think were bad quality, but I think it's just like Tesco stuff. So I'm not sure I would have found better by myself.
Oh.
And then it's just like IKEA or £1.
Yeah.
Well, for mine, I had to buy it as well, like the
Okay.
plates and pans and everything.
Yeah.
But Miguel, you got yours with your accommodation, right?
Yeah.
Plates and
Like the kitchenwares, I don't have to worry about it.
Mhm.
So, and they have sheets as well. So I just have to buy extra pillows for myself, towels, of course, and other personal toiletries. That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So
Um,
final remarks or tips?
yeah.
Final tips.
Well, if you're looking for accommodation, like considerations, of course, are the prices and the distance, and yeah, that's it. Like you have to weigh because, like as we've told you, the farther you are from the uni, the cheaper the accommodation is, but you have to consider the transportation cost as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I think.
But I think maybe don't be afraid of not having. I think it's fairly easy to find accommodation, even like if you arrive at the beginning of September and
Yeah.
you don't have accommodation, it's fairly easy to
Yeah.
find one.
Michelle did that.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to like come to the UK and not have things like sorted out and just like spend a week in a hostel and
No,
just
no,
look for
yeah,
It might be an
accommodation.
initial investment, but
Yeah,
that will pay
but
off.
it's gonna pay off because you're gonna save maybe like £200 a month
Yeah.
at least.
And if you want to experience my accommodation, just contact me. She's the best, my landlady.
Well, her name is Barbara, right?
Barbara.
Yeah.
Yes.
Barbara Frost. Okay.
So, any final words or?
No?
So yeah, we'll be there. We'll still be in France and Denmark, still in second year. So if you need to contact us, we'll
Well,
be happy
you had to
answer.
think maybe a few years from now we'll not.
No, we'll be an alumni network.
Yeah,
anyway.
so you can still contact us, but what's that?